Into MTS News. I'm Dan, once again here with a little bit of WWE 2K live, 2K17 live gameplay. We'll go through a few matches, we'll discuss a few matches, and if anyone posts any questions, just opinions, anything like that, comments, we'll have a look at those as well. So you can see me back in again with my own personal character, my superstar character with the super original name. We're just going through a warm-up phase here, and we are just waiting for an opponent, so hopefully we can find someone to battle. Bit of a deep six there, booyah, take that Seth Rollins. I guess while we are looking for an opponent, let's start with what we think the rumoured Summerslam card or the potential Summerslam card is likely to be. Now, there will be virtually every championship on the line, I believe. What we might do with this podcast or this little brief place, depending on how long it goes for, we might just discuss the main championships, the men and women's championships, WWE Universal Championship, that kind of thing. Excuse me. And then, we know if we, depending on how long that goes for, we can start getting deeper into some other matches and go from there. So, what we'll do, we will start. Let's start with the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Probably the least interested in this one myself. Naomi, who is of course the champion, Feel the Glow, versus Natalia, the surprise winner of that fatal 5-way elimination match at Battleground a couple of weeks ago. Rumour is this may take place on the kickoff show. I feel as a women's championship, like this is the top women's prize in SmackDown, for SmackDown. That match, that belt should be defended on the main card. If you want to look at, if you ask me, I feel like just if you want to try and instill some of this prestige in the belt and try and make it sort of, that the goal that all these women strive for, then it shouldn't be in a kickoff show, even a stacked card that we know SummerSlam will be. It should be on a main card, and your last 4 matches, in my opinion, should be SmackDown Women's title, Raw Women's title, WWE Championship, Universal. You could even swap those around. Should the WWE Championship be held as a higher prestigious belt than than the Universal Championship? The WWE title's been around for a lot longer. I believe it has that. It has a lot more prestige behind it, and that should potentially be, that should be the last match. I don't give a shit if Brock Lesnar is holding the Universal title. And as your money, your cash cow, WWE title is be all and end all. The problem with that is you would have Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura closing out the pay-per-view. And the WWE have done this to themselves. They have painted themselves into a corner with Jinder Mahal as your WWE champion, all because of a failed experiment by Vince McMahon in the WWE to try and push, Jinder and India and all that kind of stuff. A guy who, by all means, has Indian lineage. He clearly has, some kind of Indian heritage there, but by all accounts, he grew up and was born and raised in Vancouver, Canada, so British Columbia. So, do what, put that we will. We will go back. I digress. I do that sometimes. We'll go back to Naomi, Natalia. Now, Natalia, the really surprise winner of that fatal 4-way elimination match at Battleground. I was, a lot of people were picking Charlotte. What Charlotte done is, I wonder if this that new picture scandal is still biting her in the backside a bit. Even though it wasn't her fault, it was, someone else did it. But I just wonder. because I would have had Charlotte there, to be honest, and I would have Charlotte as your new SmackDown Women's Champion as well, should she be in that match. Potentially they're waiting for Natalia, Charlotte at Mania. That could be the way they're looking to go forward from there. That certainly could be something that they look at doing, and, that's certainly plausible. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really feel Naomi. I don't feel her glow at all. She doesn't really do much for me as a champion. I'm not even really sure how she ended up there. That's how little attention I've paid in her getting to be there. She's done really nothing. For me, she's turned that belt into a little bit of a child's toy. The spinner belt, I thought, sort of turned the WWE title into a child's toy as well. Albeit they're trying to appeal to children, but I don't feel like you should have grown men and women fighting over something that essentially is a children's toy. Something with fluorescent lights, the spinning thing in the middle of it, and all the diamonds or whatever the hell they were. I know people will argue that the Smoke and Skull belt, the Rock's Brum Bull belt, all that kind of stuff is sort of ruining that as well. And I still kind of believe, as a kid, I didn't really pay much attention to that. I noticed the belt change, but it still was that same gold color. It still had that. It wasn't dramatically different from what the actual belt was. The WWE, that wonderful late 90s WWE title, that is just fantastic, and I believe is probably one of the greatest looking belts, certainly of all time there. I really, really love the WWE Heavyweight Championship belt as well. That belt, it does it for me. It really, really spins my wheels, so to speak. So yeah, the glitter and the glow and the friggin' fluorescent, it does nothing for me. It cheapens the belt for me, and in that sense, it almost does belong on the kickoff show. It's not a real. I mean, to me, it's not a real belt. It's a bollocks belt, and. But, that's up to Naomi and Natalia and the rest of the SmackDown Women's division to put that prestige back in that belt, and to make me believe that it's something to be cherished and something to be not worshipped, but something to be cherished and looked after and strived towards and strived for, and people need to have that hunger. I just personally wouldn't have changed that belt for Naomi. I don't know why they really did it. I get her sort of catchphrase thing is "feel the glow." Perhaps it was there to put her over with fans a bit more, to create something a little bit different. I don't know, but it doesn't really work for me. But then again, Charlotte would be my champion if it was there, and we can only hope that Charlotte gets back there soon and brings that prestige actually back to the title, like only a Flair could. Woo! So yeah, I mean, that's what do you guys think about the Naomi Natalia match? Yeah, if it's first on the card, it won't be on the main card. That's good enough for me. But the WWE really need to work towards helping that belt earn some respect and develop that prestigious reputation that I believe the next 3 or 4 championships certainly do have. So in that sense, we should segue to the Raw Women's Champion, my absolute bae, Alexa Bliss, 5 Feet of Fury, Little Miss Bliss, the champion, Raw Women's Champion, going up against Bayley, the hugger. Now, we've seen a bit about Bayley sort of questioning herself, and here we go. We've got a match, questioning herself and questioning whether she really can do this, and she had all that stuff. I have a feeling that Bailey may pick this one up. It's SummerSlam. It's a big pay-per-view. Alexa's held the belt for a long time, and I think putting that strap around Bailey may bring a little bit extra out of Alexa Bliss as well. I think they've sort of run out of ideas for how to have her finish the match, in that sort of heel fashion. So, as much as I'd love to see Alexa win, I have a slight sneaking feeling that Bailey might just pick this one up this time. Once again, the Raw Women's Champion. I love the white belt. I think that's really great. On the SmackDown Women's one, I like the look of the Raw Women's title belt as well. That is, it's a prestigious looking title, and there's no real shenanigans there. It's just the white there, the bit of red in there, and it looks classy, and it looks like something that does belong with the women's thing. The only thing with the white is also the IC title, I think, and to me that's just sort of mixed messages there. Like, you're sort of giving all the women the white strap, but then you go put the IC title like that. I know historically there was a white IC title, and that was, I think, one of the more that was around in a more the sort of more prestigious reign of the IC title, but still looks pretty nice. And of course, Alexa Bliss, my absolute bae. Little Blondie, I don't know if she's going to do it or not. I'd love to see it, but let's just put this on hold for a second while we see who we've got here. We have a player. Have a good match, mate. You are on live on MTS News. Don't choke, Mr. Jeff Hardy. If you have we've got a bit of lag here, so we've got some real lag here. Stay tuned, folks. Hopefully this sorts itself out pretty quickly, otherwise this is going to be a difficult match. Let's see how we got here. So 2-star. I'm a 2-star silver, so he's a couple of ranks below, so we won't be too difficult on this poor bugger. But it should be good. We can decide. We can discuss some more stuff. So yeah, Raw Women's Championship. I feel like we have this is taking a long time. The lag is real. Jeepers creepers, the slowest powerbomb in the history of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just divert. Come on. So I have fibre. I do have fibre. But maybe this just is not working. I meant to have fibre, and now we're not really doing anything. I think this is going to shit the bed in a second. This is what, the slow motion camera that they do. This is what that is. So I might try and we'll try and beat this guy pretty quickly and see what we can. Might go back to the thing, and I'm either going to lose this in a screaming failure, or I'm going to beat this guy and it's going to be a bit sort of average. So we will try and get this over. Alright, we seem to have caught up. Maybe we've caught up. There we go. Right, Jeff Hardy, it's time for me to whip your fucking ass, boy. This is a wreck. So Alexa Bliss, Bailey. Oh, you've left. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens. This is essentially combat logging. And XSSS1RR0, you are an absolute pussy. So, nice easy one there. And we can go back to talking about nonsense. Unless this shits the bed as well, which means it could be a bit of a case of logging out and logging back in. This is also what happens when you combat log, people. You fucking ruin someone else's experience. Eat a dick. You should never be allowed to be Jeff Hardy ever again. sorry, folks, we have to close.